Hi everyone, Kate here. We're in a new filming location, as you can see. This will be my filming location from now on, but I will talk more about that in an upcoming video. Right now, I want to discuss this little product. This is supposed to be this week's beauty tutorial recipe video. This is a liquid powder from 1920. These liquid powders tended to be fairly popular in books from the Edwardian and into about the 1920s. They're kind of an early form of liquid foundation. The problem is, this recipe sucks. The primary component that gives it its color is zinc oxide. Now, zinc oxide is also found in a lot of mineral sunscreens, and that is exactly what this product looks like on the skin. It looks like that white, streaky effect you get from sunscreen. Now, sunscreen face is not exactly the look I was going for. I wasn't expecting it to be super pigmented or anything compared to a modern foundation, but I was hoping something a little more along the lines of foundation and a little less she's put on too much sunscreen. So, I'm going to attempt to fix this recipe a bit. Sometimes these liquid powders are actually tinted, usually tinted pink. So momentarily I'm going to give that a go, but first, here is the original recipe. Okay, so I'm going to give this a bit of a shake and pour it back into my mixing container. A lot of these liquid powders that were tinted, usually they're tinted with carmine or some other, what's the other one? Some other red pigment anyways. I don't have any carmine. Carmine is made from crushed beetles, and I have mixed feelings about it. But what I do have is some mica. Now this mica is in a sort of carmine-like color. I was thinking about using some red iron oxide, but I don't think it's going to work with my skin tone. The red iron oxide I have is a little too yellowy orange, and I have a much cooler skin tone. Now, using this mica is probably going to give this a slight shimmer. That's not exactly a historically accurate look, like a shimmery face powder, but I would rather have a historically inaccurate product that I can actually use rather than a perfectly accurate product that I never wear and will eventually pour down the drain. So let's give this a go and see what happens. I don't really know how much of this pigment to add, so I'm just going to eyeball it. This is really going to depend on what you're using for your red pigment. If you had something like beetroot powder, that might work as well. I don't have any of that at the moment, so I'm just going to try this mica. Yeah, that's given it a much more skin tone color. That's a lot better. Okay, so I'm going to pour it back in the bottle and then see if that's any better. Okay, so let's try this out. I'm gonna try this on the back of my hand. Whoa, that's probably too much. Okay, yeah, that's way too much. That's not quite the look we're going for. Let's try this on my other hand. I'm just gonna smear a smaller amount of product on here. Okay, that's better. It just gives a slight evening, and you are actually intended, while they do call this a liquid powder, you are intended to put another powder over top of it. It is not meant as a standalone product. It really is kind of meant like a modern foundation in terms of a product that you use under your powder, which helps even out your skin tone. So you can see it is quite pigmented here. You're obviously not going to apply that much, but you can see the pigment. So adding a little bit of red is making it look a little less sunscreeny. Now, I'm very pale, so I don't completely want that white sunscreen look to go, because that kind of matches my, yeah, there we go. See it a little better. That kind of matches my face. But I do want something a little less white and a little more flesh toned, so that seemed to do the trick. So, if you do decide to make this recipe, I recommend adding a little bit of red pigment